Good evening, everyone. Welcome to week 10 of Division A Expert Endless. We're going to open today with KoopaYuu and Bismuth, which is going to be a thrilling game. Both players just on the cusp of playoffs, just outside it, and really need to fight it. They both have around a 6.5 clear rate, so it should be a good game. What are you looking forward to with these two players, Catherine?
Oh, just the expert level play that just dazzles us every single time we play it. And I was just going to remark on Bismuth's cheerleaders' wonderful pom-poms that are very sparkly right now. And here we see the standings from the past weeks and where we are right now.
Yeah, an option to see just how close these two players are to playoffs with the 3-6 record shared with both of these players and Feeney. You know, the winner of this could really determine who's going to end up in this playoff spot. They're very close at the moment.
Well, this is going to be thrilling. I'm so excited to see them play again, and it should be a very, very exciting matchup here. Chad is saying, this is not a fair matchup. Bismuth has a cheerleader. But that's not totally true. I'm sure that we have cheerers and cheerleaders for both players in chat. If you guys want to get out your emotes to show your allegiance and make the chat go crazy as we begin this wonderful race.
Yeah, I mean, GSA actually have a Koopa-based emoji. If you're not subscribed to KoopaYuu, you can chuck that in the chat to show your support, whilst Bismuth will probably be getting his celebration high five at the end of every round as we go into Para Air.
Oh, yes. Oh, and KoopaYuu almost getting the flag. Oh, no. Bismuth unaware of how far it is, but makes it on the first real try of that level, shall we say. We now have a game tied at 1-1 clear for both of them.
Yeah, quite a odd level to see an expert there. Seemed surprisingly simple, if I'm honest, going into that level. But that is obviously part of the risk that comes with the way that these levels are selected, all picked from an expert endless run. Anything with a world record of 90 seconds or left is added, so who knows what we're getting.
Indeed, and some of the levels may not be correctly classified yet by the SMM2 search engine that it uses, because it also puts in new levels based on how fast the creator cleared them. So maybe the creator had a really tough time with their own level. Bismuth taking the lead in this Thwomp transport level here, easily gliding onward through each section.
Yeah, this is much more of an expert sort of level race with momentum-based jumps from these thwomps.
Yeah, Bismuth's trying to figure out which way the on-off blocks need to be to get to the next section, and oh no, almost losing the ride there. Oh. Hopefully Bismuth can take this. Needs to figure out a way to get that thwomp in the correct combination, but dies, and no.
Yeah, KoopaYuu cleared it pretty quickly there. Starting to get a slight lead here against Bismuth, and maybe just wanting this early game a bit more.
Indeed, moving on to a questionable level. Apparently the author is questioning what it is himself. Moving easily along these snow-capped crevasses. Well, I guess you can't cap a crevasse, but the cliffs along the crevasse. Trying to figure out where to go.
Yeah, I saw that small boss chamber there with about 30 boom booms inside it, and I'm a bit interested in where to go from there.
Yeah, it seems like the level author wants the player to figure out things as they're going along, and poor KoopaYuu is just suffering under all these bouncing shells and boom booms. I don't know if I've seen a party quite like that before, where you're actually required to kill them all without a star.
Yeah, it's going to be extra challenging as well with, now they're going invisible, which is helpful, but Pom-Pom's jumped out of the arena there, so going to be tough to get that 5th key.
Luckily, there's the constant stream of kitty bells there, and hopefully KoopaYuu can figure out a way to either get Pom-Pom down there, or maybe you don't even need to kill her. It'll be interesting to see how that goes along, but KoopaYuu waiting for her to get there. I guess Bismuth, did he accidentally exit that level and he's going back?
I believe he's just starting over. I haven't seen him re-menu as of yet. Been kind of distracted with the pom-pom not spawning in the small box.
Indeed. KoopaYuu might want to get out of that tiny little box and see if he can figure out if he actually needs that last key. Because otherwise, he's spending a very, very long time waiting for this. Meanwhile, Bismuth finally getting that first run through of the correct hits on those on-off blocks and taking the goal, tying it up now 2-2.
Yeah, and depending on the RNG, this pom-pom fight could make a good opportunity for Bismuth to sort of catch up.
Indeed. The level is not long, and this was not very far into it. So we'll see how Bismuth does. The other thing that KoopaYuu could do is go back to the beginning of the level and climb on top of those snowy cliffs there and try to get her on the outside of the box and get the key from her there.
Yeah, definitely like where he was at the start of the level. As
Indeed.
Bismuth now making his own way over the jumps to find that area that we are now just talking about.
Oh, KoopaYuu going through the door, shaking his head, not happy with the situation. Did you see if he got that last key or not?
He did. He got the the pom-pom.
Pom-pom.
As he just makes his way through the boxes now.
Oh, and landing on that flagpole, taking the next clear. And it is now 3-2 in his favor.
Yeah, just see how this RNG works out for Bismuth now. As we said, it could make all the difference.
Yeah, he's diligently leaping on those Boom Boom's heads. They don't even know what hit them. It's a heck of a battle here. Meanwhile, KoopaYuu moving on to a 20-second speed run. We'll see how that treats him. Looks pretty standard so far.
Yeah, a simple mushroom check there, just to make sure that you did successfully duck under on the ice. Bismuth appears to be trying the same thing as KoopaYuu and just hoping for that RNG to pay off.
And KoopaYuu easily making his way through this level. Is that the final key door? Hopefully, with 1 second remaining. And it is. Can he make it? No! Gets caught out by the timer. No! Right at the end. I noticed he did have a few hesitations there. Very natural when it's your first run through of the level. But it seems like a tight timer that the level creator really wants you to hit.
Yeah, this time he chose to jump over the ice. Bismuth actually skipping out of the pom-pom level, not happy. He didn't collect all the keys, and he got himself stuck in a one-way with the keys in the boxes.
Possibly a very wise skip from him so that he can hopefully catch up later. Very frustrating for him to be stuck on the other level for so long, and I guess he skipped it because of that time. KoopaYuu taking this clear now. It is now 4-2 in his favor. Bismuth, meanwhile, retrying, or trying and trying again this level, and hopefully he can clear it. It's a very short level, so it is advantageous to the time.
Yeah, he's just getting a quick little recon so we can understand what's going on. The cape and unfortunate timing there. Koopa now in a level that's got some good indicators on it, so should be possible to work out quite quickly. I may have spoke too soon for Koopa.
And Bismuth getting to the end, but starting right over there. Goodness, and Koopa on a very, very short level. And it's one of those very frustrating ones where you have to hit the shell jumps precisely and perfectly in order to progress. Sometimes these ones with short timers take longer than you might expect to clear, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's like you say, it's a very short level, but every time that you reset this, missing the shell jump, you're dragging the level out.
Indeed. Bismuth hitting that goal with 2 seconds remaining on the clock brings the score up to 4-3 in KoopaYuu's favor. KoopaYuu still working on this level. Let's see if Bismuth is able to clear it a bit better. It looks like there's a timing anomaly thing. Oh, and KoopaYuu exiting out of that level. He's tired of that, trying to figure it out and get past, so he uses one of his skips.
Yeah, the risk there, obviously, with that level is that the creator's done it in a certain way and lined the skill jump up for himself or herself. And KoopaYuu just not quite getting that same timing that level creator got, which just stopped him moving forward a little bit janky.
Indeed, those are. I think some of those are the hardest levels to work on for any player, because everybody has their own speed that they go at, and many of our very high expert level players go as fast as possible. And if the timing isn't that, it can be really difficult to work out.
Yeah, definitely. Although the other end of the spectrum, they're shown quite nicely in that level that Koopa's just cleared almost instantly, as Bismuth makes the shell jump.
Indeed. Moving on with the rest of the level and takes the goal with no seconds remaining. And it is now 5-4 in KoopaYuu's favor. Bismuth really bringing that back up and
massive
catching up.
Bismuth. You know, he's reset that skip differential that they had, so it's a huge clear for Bismuth.
KoopaYuu needing to get these bullies off of this platform and dies, falls into the abyss. Oh my gosh, the expression from him. It's like, nope, this is not happening to me. Why? Why, universe?
Yeah, that bully hitting harder than the ones in Mario 64, to be honest, sent him flying.
The ant's complicating things as well. Oh my goodness! Yep, and it even has wings, so it's like, doesn't want to give up. Bismuth taking the bombs along the way. Let's see if he can avoid these Quotobos and get to the end here and clear this quickly. There he is, tying it up 5-5. Bismuth has now caught up with KoopaYuu, and we'll see how he progresses through this next level. And KoopaYuu is like, why are there so many doors? Please help. It's an interesting level for sure.
Yeah, but you know, Koopa's still fighting his way through these bullies, and seems to be doing okay as Bismuth bounces a shell off one of them into himself. What an odd checkpoint.
I was gonna say, that is most interesting. It would be difficult to get yourself killed at that point unless the level creator ran out of time or something and wanted to reset the timer for the players. Who knows? Bismuth feeling he's dealt with that bully but didn't notice the wings, I think. So chucking it off the edge there. KoopaYuu making it into the next level here. See if Bismuth can get through this more quickly.
Chat sharing that pleasant memory of 64 there, bringing back the ice bullies, something that I really think they should add into Maker with the ice theme. You know, they've done it with the spikies, so they could, or spikes if you want to be less cute, but they could definitely do it with the bullies as well.
Why do we need to be less cute? More cute! More cute! Bismuth learning the way that this level goes, getting those wings pinned off them, gets the checkpoint and the goal. Excellent. Tied up 6-6 between the two players. KoopaYuu working on these conveyor belts.
Yeah, with 3 minutes to go. Both players looking like they're going to get higher than their average.
Oh, KoopaYuu being very careful at the very end of this level. I was very scared for him as he hit that last block. I thought it was going to go into the abyss, but the level creator was kind and put a platform down there for them to land on. It is now 7-6 in KoopaYuu's favor. Really tight match, this one.
Yeah, both players really wanting this. Obviously, as we said, playoffs very much dependent on this game. The win here would make playoffs a lot stronger for one of the players and a lot weaker for the other. So both players really want it, but Bismuth not far behind, making these few tight jumps. And then he's also at the clear with 2 minutes on the clock, all tied up 7-7.
I think a lot is going to depend on this next level, the dark level, which is one of our quote-unquote favorite Mario Maker themes that I think all players hate equally. It's very difficult to see, and Yeah, could be
Yeah,
really.
that visual effect there gave me a little heart attack, even though it's just red things flashing across the screen.
Hopefully, KoopaYuu didn't find them that scary. And yeah, it looks like he's in another layer of this swamp hell of darkness. Oh, pardon my French. Oh dear.
I was quite surprised to see neither player instantly skip this. With a minute and a half on the clock at the start of this level for Bismuth, they could have easily taken the next level rather than pressing through this horrendous dark level, as Bismuth does
Indeed.
skip it, but maybe too late.
Both players elect to skip, and Bismuth is ahead. We have a 20-second speedrun. Can either player clear it in time? This could be the end of the game here. Chat reminding us that dark underwater is probably the worst form of level.
Well, we have a regular viewer in the YouTube comments who catches up with the games when they're no longer live, and he has made a beautiful car level which is underwater, which is definitely worth giving a play. The link is in the Discord and on YouTube, but
oh
there are
no,
some
Bismuth
odd
dying at the end. Oh no, can KoopaYuu make it? He kicks the shell. Is this going to be the end? Oh, and he takes the goal. Wow.
If Bismuth can get it on this clear, we could see overtime. Just a few more jumps, and he's got it. 3 seconds on the clock. They've
Excellent.
got that
Woohoo!
8-8 going into overtime.
Wow.
Incredible.
That was awesome. All right, both players now getting the news they need to go into overtime.
I always love watching the overtime, Catherine. I don't know about you. I just like watching the same two players bash their heads on the same level until they get through it.
Same here. It's very, very exciting to see who can read the level the best and clear it first. So let's see. We're going to, it looks like a Japanese speed run level. The clear time of 27 seconds for the world record.
Only one clear though, so how optimized is that time? We can't really be sure, but I have to say, I do like the pixel art that they've selected for the overview there. It's very cute. Looks like a crying Link.
Crying? Is that his shield? I think those aren't those little things like speed things. Like maybe it's a Link running level.
Oh yeah, maybe.
He looks like he's running to the left though. Is that an indication of what we'll see?
Yeah, very rare for a Mario level to be moving to the left.
Oh, Bismuth losing his sword. He's probably gonna need it. KoopaYuu finding those POW blocks, moving on to the next. Well, no, starting over. This looks like kind of a puzzly level.
Yeah, KoopaYuu lucky to stop himself before jumping onto the munches as Bismuth just has. But he obviously saw that he needs to get an arrow into that small gap there before jumping forwards in order to hit the on-off switch and allow you to continue on the level.
Yeah, both players starting over when they lose too much time because they expect the timing to be quite tight on this. Though I'm surprised that KoopaYuu didn't go further forward just to see where the rest of the level goes. As Bismuth has now found out, landing in that pit there, not making the jump up to the next level.
Yeah, interesting seeing how they both start. As KoopaYuu takes the dash attack, whereas Bismuth is choosing to take it a bit slower. KoopaYuu still not seeing that arrow point unless he's trying to do a bomb. But Bismuth has now as he moves on to the next part of the level. I think it's the first time we've seen through this door. Oh, that was rude.
Indeed. That was rude.
Just a piranha plant below.
Right. KoopaYuu finally making it past that section and through the door now for the first time. And, of course, yeah, rude piranha plant nipping at the behind. Very unpleasant. And forced to start over.
Yeah, luckily Bismuth managed to damage me through those piranha plants. He got a little bit more information as to what comes after them, so he has a slight advantage here. Very, very slight, but definitely worth noting.
Indeed, he knows the lay of this section right now. Moving forward, hopefully he can get closer to the end now. seeing all kinds of interesting things, but lost his link suit. Does he need it to finish the level through that door? And he
He
gets the
doesn't.
flag. Wow.
Wow, that was so close towards the end there. Bismuth so lucky there was no final link suit check, but that must
Indeed,
have
I was
been
surprised.
3-4 seconds between the two of them. Very, very close run.
Wow. A very fitting level to have as an overtime tiebreaker. Forced to restart and restart until they were able to get under the creator's intended time.
Bismuth there getting his nice little hug for winning the round.
KoopaYuu looking very disappointed, and but focused. He looks very focused, that's for sure. And now we're off to Bullet Hell 3D. Another favorite style of level, seems like it. They should have just added enemy spam to that, and it would have been more likable, I think.
Yeah, I'm just interested to see what the description means. I mean, with a 1.47% clear rate out of 68 plays, and a description says use Cat Mario on 1 bullet. I just wonder what that actually means, and is it a puzzle that's been worked out by one player, or is it actually just a challenging level?
Indeed. Oh, we have cat bullets. And unless it's oh, maybe they need to jump on top to clear that distance.
Yeah, so spin the bullet around, and then you can obviously clear that jump.
Right. Bismuth trying to cheese it, but looks like the platform might be just a tiny bit too far. Neither player working out how to do this yet. Nope, Bismuth does not hit the bullet to the left, to the right. KoopaYuu
No,
neither
they're
either.
both trying to catch that semi-solid with the climb there.
KoopaYuu having enough of this and goes on to the next level. P training for him. Bismuth still trying to work it out. I wonder if they've read the description at all. Maybe they haven't seen what they need to do. Oh, nope, Bismuth has got it.
And now we'll see how long or short this level actually is, because if it's a shorter level, that skip could really, really mess with KoopaYuu's later games. Depending on what sort of level set we get, we could end up with a bunch of troll levels that, well, they could go anywhere really, and that skip could make the difference between KoopaYuu being stuck in a level that Bismuth is not.
Indeed, Bismuth dying on his first chance there, but moving through. Apparently needing to let these bullets do the work. Ducking just in time there. Nice. KoopaYuu finding his way through his level. Trying to work out how it all goes and finding that goal. Taking the very first clear of this match. It's now 1-0 in his favor, but Bismuth not far behind, tying it up now.
Yeah, and as we saw, the level that KoopaYuu went into is a much more typical level that these players will be used to. So the skip there might really end up hurting KoopaYuu, as Bismuth could very quickly get through this.
Yeah, that was a very, pretty short level. World record at 19 seconds. So I feel that Bismuth has a bit of an advantage here, depending on what levels we're going to see next.
KoopaYuu just struggling to show a little bit of restraint and patience.
Yes, one of the definite advantages at times, to just wait for things to happen and let them go. But I think it's always a hard thing to wait for P-switch timers to end or Koopas to travel up. But it looks like we're still keeping that red Koopa to help us on our way here. Whoa, wow,
Yeah,
this is
really,
an exciting level.
Really cool escort level until that point where the
terrifying.
escort becomes dangerous.
Oh, what do we got here? Oh, yeah, and star. That's really interesting how the level creator has added these like checkpoints or wait points where the players need to be, and then you kind of wait for the Koopa shell to follow. And KoopaYuu clearing that level very easily. It's almost like an auto level in many ways.
Yeah, but a really, really well-designed level nonetheless. The timings with the shell were pretty impressive there, and obviously using P-switch timers a lot in that level worked out quite well.
Indeed, it was a really cool level. It's funny. We rarely say that, I think. That's a really cool level.
Yeah, I tend to find that most of the time we're more complaining about poor level choices. There's Bismuth there clearing up that P-switch level that we thought would be quite easy work for him. So that brings it up to 2-2 with Koopa having one skip down.
Yeah, Koopa on this interesting platform falling level, getting a checkpoint there. It's kind of a very random level so far. This is fun. Right. Koopa make enough space to get the goal. Very, very short level all in all. And bringing it to 3-2 in his favor. And as Bismuth tries to exercise his patience now.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if it was just good level design or whether it was just KoopaYuu really having a good run.
Indeed. KoopaYuu now avoiding all the mushrooms. I didn't look at the description as to whether that was required or not, but I suppose we're assuming that since there are a plethora of them. Grabbing that last one and making his way into the next section here. And Bismuth, I didn't see what happened, but the timing got to be off in his level. He was faced with walls of coins instead of pathways there.
Yeah, very, very odd. Maybe a little bit slower than KoopaYuu. But he chooses
Possibly.
to skip that course. A bit of a weird one. You had to finish with a Super Mushroom power-up, or Super Toadette power-up, and use that power-up then to finish level. However, there were lots of one-block high areas that you can't get through with a Super Mushroom, so it was quite an interesting skip choice, but there were a lot of mushrooms there to be avoided.
Indeed, and those are always quite a gamble for players because you never know when to grab that mushroom or when to skip it. So probably sort of a troll kind of a level where you might need to play it multiple times until you get the timing correct. And obviously Koopa not willing to invest that time, and it's probably a very wise skip on his part.
Yeah. Bismuth just there clearing past his enemy, which was, of course, that on-off section that he faced previously. Now racing against the shell once again. Ooh, maybe a bit slow on the vine.
But it looks like he's on time there. And running for his life here, getting that Bowser at the very end, and soon to take that goal. KoopaYuu right now trying to find his way through this level. It's a bit interesting. Many pathways to take, seems like.
Yeah, definitely an odd level. But it seemed more like an adventure level that would be quite enjoyable to play if you weren't in a race.
Indeed. Yeah, it's kind of a shame sometimes that adventure levels or, levels with multiple pathways kind of have to be ignored mostly, where the players need to find the quickest way through and can't really enjoy the level as it's meant to be played.
Yeah, definitely a true point there. As Bismuth makes his way through this blue platform level, which this is much more our racer's sort of choice level. It's typical Mario platform at its base level, which you can really showcase your skill as, but it still has a good challenge, so it's not like it's just a give me.
Indeed, and he takes that goal. KoopaYuu also taking the flag, and still, I think it's 4-4. Oh no, is it 4-4? We still tied up? I guess we are.
Yep,
yeah, tied up.
That is 4-4 as Bismuth now making his way into the level that KoopaYuu chose to skip.
See how he likes this level.
Yeah, remember he does still have that extra skip.
He chooses to skip immediately. I think he's seeing that 1:13 clear time and not willing to devote the amount of time it's going to take to get through that. Probably sensing some of the trolliness on the part of the creators, seeing that huge amount of mushrooms fall from the sky there.
Yeah, definitely not something you want to see as you load into a level. See how he gets through on this adventure one.
Meanwhile, KoopaYuu taking a nice little checkpoint there and moving forward, grabbing that super mushroom. And many choices before him. And he's going on these random icicles hanging from the sky.
Yeah, not a very themed level.
No. No, and hits the
Oh.
goal. Wow, was that
Some-
cheese?
That was definitely
Interesting.
cheap. There's no way the level
Wow.
creator had intended for that route to be taken, even with the
Wow.
key door on the top there.
Indeed. But very much no cheese prevention there. They need to work on that. Bismuth getting his checkpoint in this level close to the end. And as KoopaYuu moves on to the next one, it is now 5-4 in his favor. See if Bismuth can catch up. Obviously, KoopaYuu's use of skips putting him in the lead so far.
Yeah, it's the real thing that does separate this league sometimes is who uses their skips better. KoopaYuu choosing to remove some levels, one of which he didn't understand, one of which was just pure trash, and Bismuth only skipping the trashy level. So, that extra couple of seconds that KoopaYuu, or extra half a minute, I'd say, that KoopaYuu found in that early skip has really given him a nice chance to go and get not just the clears, but the intel on these levels, like this adventure level that Bismuth is making his way through now.
Indeed. And KoopaYuu getting past that difficult thwomp level, having to ride it all the way to the end, taking another clear. He's now increased his lead by 2-2, and going on to the next one.
Yeah, Bismuth now just clearing up this adventure level, still just nipping at Cooper's heels. Still has 2 skips that he could use over the next 5 minutes, so we'll see how that works, as KoopaYuu appears to be in a double shell jump challenge, which I definitely cannot do, but these runners often make it look easy.
Wow, and he cleared it first try, but now we have wind. Hooray. I know that people love wind, and he didn't hit it the correct way. He hit it up where the indicator showed that you need to throw it to the right. Meanwhile, Bismuth getting this same cheese on this level. Tasty nice. Oh, and misses the platform. No.
Yeah,
Oh,
actually,
no.
cheesing a part that KoopaYuu did not choose to cheese there. KoopaYuu fought the Boom Boom and went through
Oh,
that
okay.
first key door, whereas Bismuth skipping the Boom Boom fight and jumping straight over the top there.
Getting that mushroom and avoiding going over the cliff. Good job. And now getting through these icicle heaven over here. And soon to find the end, we hope. KoopaYuu now tossing that and getting that mid-air shell jump. The help of the wind there. Bismuth taking that clear, tying it up 6-6.
Quick little name drop there from the level creator on KoopaYuu's side. As KoopaYuu now plays the most exciting Mario that I've ever seen.
Oh yes. The race to the finish. So you should have like a Chariots of Fire theme with that one there. So score is now 8-6, I believe, in KoopaYuu's favor. Or no, is it 7-6? 7-6. Sorry, I didn't see the number tick up.
Yeah. Lots of 3D world levels today.
Interesting.
Quite good fun.
Bismuth discovering that thwomp just keeps on going. He needs to catch his ride on the way on the outside there.
Yeah, this could be interesting, because in the first round, Bismuth had some issues with a thwomp level, and not so much this time, just a couple of attempts to get through.
And KoopaYuu taking a lot longer on that particular thwomp level, where Bismuth clears it in, 2 tries? Wow, that's making up some time on Bismuth's side there. Now tied up 7-7.
This could definitely be interesting, especially with Bismuth still having 2 clears with just 2 minutes on the clock. He could easily skip a level that slowed KoopaYuu down, such as the wind part of this double shell jump level. Oh no!
No!
Knocking the shells
He
together.
deletes the shell. Oh no. KoopaYuu dealing with some enemy spam, just a tiny bit of spam there, hoping to get further here. Of course, the players are not aware of their own standings with each other, so he doesn't know that they are tied up right now with 1 minute and 40 seconds left.
Yeah, Bismuth making that skip has got rid of the skip advantage, so both players have a skip they could use, but KoopaYuu doesn't need it as he makes that clear with 1:30 on the clock. We'll see how fast Bismuth can get through this level.
Yeah, Bismuth's taking a couple steps back to save his life here, and hopefully get through. Just waiting for those bullets to pass, going down that pipe to the next section here. Meanwhile, KoopaYuu going onto a Japanese level, and Bismuth taking that clear again to tie them up again.
Yeah, really, really close. KoopaYuu spent a lot more time on that level, as he actually went looking for the cheese over the top there, which the level creator has blocked off. So KoopaYuu now having to just make his way. I thought it was going to be a spring jump, but it seems to be a bit simpler than that.
So far, not seeing the expert in this level. Except for Baby the Booze. I don't know. But KoopaYuu not having the patience to wait on that fast snake block. He might give the advantage to Bismuth here, since he is now behind in the level. Oh my goodness, they're now neck and neck in this level. Bismuth learning how this is going to go. KoopaYuu knows to be patient now on the snake blocks. Oh, Bismuth dying to that.
Yeah, Bismuth maybe being too patient there as the snake block rack around on itself, trapping him in. 8 seconds on the clock. I think we're going to get the pleasure of seeing another overtime unless the finish is through this pipe for KoopaYuu. And it's not, because it's a thought wave.
And we're, out of time, unfortunately. My goodness, this is so tight. These matches are just evenly matched players, as we're seeing. Really, really, really tight matches here. Yeah,
crazy as well. I mean, at the start of the game, I told everyone that these two players had really similar clear totals, but both rounds finishing 8-8 and going into overtime. So incredibly close.
All right, looks like one called No Fast Descent from South Korea.
A 7-second world record. Wow.
Whoa, this is going to be quick. I wonder if it's timed or if they can just find it. 3 clears out of 34 attempts. It's not too bad of a level. Let's see.
It is.
Oh, interesting.
KoopaYuu has successfully got the key, now making his way to the block.
Is that going to be it? No. He's starting over. Bismuth on top of that spiny. I think that's probably hiding the top of the flagpole.
That's what I thought there, but Bismuth got through it, so it wasn't that at all. Oh
no!
Oh,
Wow! A tiny little troll there for our players. Don't get the key. KoopaYuu, our winner for this match as well. So that puts them at 1 win each.
Yeah, always interesting to see. We had a player in chat there in the form of Bramy. So it was a really good option to see how quickly he figured it out as a player watching as well, as he'd worked that out very quickly.
Bismuth figuring it out. Getting the world record as well. But not soon enough, so we go on to the next match.
Yeah, 1-1. Really close, really tense. Important final match that really will separate these two players for playoffs.
So we have a basic speedrun of 30 seconds coming from Japan. And the world record is 23 seconds, so it doesn't seem like a very tight timer. Hopefully our players will be able to read it and get through it quickly.
Yeah, it has quite a low clear percentage, so either it hasn't been fully optimized or has one player that has cleared it several times in order to get that record down. So it could be either a really good opportunity for runners to start with a strong lead or struggle to actually clear the level.
Bismuth so far in the lead has some very strange jumps here that he's not enjoying hitting off those springs. But let's see how far he can get and if he's in time. KoopaYuu not far behind. Bismuth missing that jump and landing in the abyss.
Yeah, Note Block's not the easiest thing to jump off in Super Mario Maker 2, as KoopaYuu showing there the bounce that you have to get off them has to be so perfect to get the distance on the jump and the height on the jump.
It's a bit of a shame, I think. Note blocks used to be really fun, and now they're kind of like one of these, like, don't put note blocks in your level, they're horrible.
Yeah, you definitely do see them flag up a bit in trollier levels.
They're both on the same section here. Can they make it through? Bismuth clearing the level first, and KoopaYuu not far behind. Both 1-1 as they move on to the next level.
Yeah, real close start to this level. 1 minute 30 down, and both of them on a clear already.
Jordy's Big Boy Jumps.
Made by Geordie.
Bismuth just a couple seconds ahead in this particular map. And finding all kinds of fun Kaizo blocks and enemy spam and bullets and many Kaizo blocks. Yay. Can he get out of this? This looks rough.
We get very lucky in the opportunity to interview some players, and a lot of players would choose to skip as soon as they saw a hidden block, as they've lost trust for the level creator. But Bismuth there, just making his way past these cannons and finding the end so very close. All KoopaYuu will have to do is keep that propeller hat on his Toadette, and he will also be able to make it over the top.
Oh, he finds a way through and loses the propeller hat. No! But he can still make the jump, and he looks quite happy about this. Now 2-2. Both players evenly matched here. Just Bismuth a couple of seconds ahead in a wind level.
Yes, it's unfortunate to see a second win level. Although it has Yoshi in it, which makes everything better.
Of course. Yoshi, that extra protection, doing a little bit of damage boost here for Bismuth as he moves along here, trying to delete these enemies with Yoshi's powerful fireballs. Having pretty good success here.
Koopa deciding that red was not his favourite colour, and in the transaction between red and green, unfortunately died.
Oh no. Bismuth, meanwhile, taking the goal. Now it's 3-2 in his favor. See how KoopaYuu does on the rest of this level. Definitely designed to be done with a Yoshi. KoopaYuu, yeah, regretting his decision to let Yoshi go to the wild. Oh no.
Yeah, clearly not a happy Yoshi fans. That's twice he's died getting off Yoshis.
Yep, love your Yoshi. That's what the level should be called. Bismuth on a speedrun level here. Very typical of what we see. Oh, and blocked off by that Muncher.
Koopa again losing his Yoshi and finding the hard way there that the wind will blow you in any direction it can as it pushes it into a Goomba.
Bismuth onto the next section here, needing to collect red coins. It looks like it might be a repeating path. We'll just have to see. There it is. Yep, it has to do the whole thing again. Taking the P door this time. And KoopaYuu needing to start again.
Yeah, seems to have really hit a block with this level.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how fast certain players can clear levels where other players just keep missing it for whatever reason. Either bad luck or just forgetting their poor Yoshi, leaving them to be alone and friendless and helpless in this windy, horrible level. Yeah, never mind. Call the Humane Society. Yay, we can finish with Yoshi at last and bring him back home and feed him good. All right, we are now tied up again at 3-3.
Yoshi out of the cold wind as Bismuth making his way back through the second loop of this track, getting through that P door and picking up the last red coin to go back through the pipe again.
I missed how he died last time. Let's see if we can get further and find that key door. There it is, right up there. See if that leads him to the goal. Oh,
donuts.
Right timer. Yay. Yay, donuts. Woo. Okay,
Yeah,
and Bismuth takes the lead.
I always feel sad to see donuts on the end of a level like that, because, to be honest, the speedrun itself was very creative with the back and forth thing that you get there. And then to see donuts to just fill out the timer, it was quite upsetting when a creator who makes that sort of thing, or makes this sort of level, is then, you know, deciding to not fill out that last few seconds of time.
Right. It feels kind of, I don't know, cheaty or lazy or something on the creator's part. Unless they just like the look of lots of donuts. I always feel kind of disappointed with them when I see them.
Yeah, I suppose you are right. It might be a aesthetic choice.
Oh, Bismuth losing his POW block. I think that was meant to get him in the door. KoopaYuu running out of time, rolling his eyes. Not a fan of donuts either, I see.
Yeah, real close on the timer there. You know, if he had like I'd say a second more, he probably could have got through those donuts. Luckily, he recognized quickly, saving himself a second as well as he restarts the level.
Bismuth on another speed run. This one a 40-second one. Different theme, but still, go, go, go. Fast, fast, fast.
Ooh, I like those spike balls. You don't normally see them used in that. It's normally piranha plants or similar to get those spin jumps over, so that was quite clever.
Indeed, I like them too. They have a really nice aesthetic to them. I'm really glad that they added them in this last content update. That's quite cool.
Bismuth just waiting for these donuts.
Yep. Taking a victory drink there. And tying it up 4-4 now.
Yeah, really. Well, it's been a close match all game, but it still is a close match between these two runners. We'll see if he chooses to take the same skip here as Bismuth chose. A level called Good Times at the Airport tells me that the level creator has not been to the airport and is therefore probably an intelligent skip that both runners have taken.
Wow. Yes, and KoopaYuu skips immediately. Wow. Now he's on this garden level here. See how fast he clears it. Bismuth has had to restart a couple of times. Missing the timing on these spike balls. And, oh, racing through icicles. This is exciting. We haven't seen this before. Nice.
It's going to be tight on the start time, but he gets it. Be interesting to see how much time KoopaYuu puts into this level. Obviously, Bismuth there had a lot of knowledge in the level, so where he has finished it very quickly, KoopaYuu just learning the level now himself.
Yeah, tiny bit of struggle with timing there on the jumps, and he's probably afraid of running out of time. I forgot to look at the world record and how optimized this level is, if there is a tiny bit of leeway there for our players.
Yeah, a world record of 34 seconds. So there is a slight bit of leeway on the timer, 40-second timer there.
Bismuth going into these climbing piranha plant level. It'll be interesting to see what he does about this. And oh, and how fun those plants are. Wow.
KoopaYuu has made the decision to skip that that speedrun level, obviously deciding not to put any more time into it. You know, it's like we've talked about multiple times over this season. Just because a level is short doesn't mean that it won't take you significant time to finish it and master any nuances that come with each level. Such as getting trapped into a pit by a hungry piranha plant.
Oh, yes. This level is interesting. Yes. It's a very weird level design. Bismuth getting quite far and YOLOing the jump, missing those blocks of land underneath, needing to start back over. So KoopaYuu is ahead on this particular level. And yeah, there's some writing in the air.
I think it says Luigi, but that is a horrendously weird G.
Indeed. Yeah, Luigi. Well, they had to fit a pipe in there, so I guess that's the reasoning for the strange font type. Oh dear. All right. Moving through, KoopaYuu taking that key door. Where is he going to go with this? Is he going to YOLO it as well? You can see the land on the bottom of this jump. He plays it safe here. Wise decision on... Oh, no! Kaizo to death. No!
What?
Oh, that's rough.
Horrible, horrible Kaizo block.
That's mean. That's just plain mean.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, though, as soon as you find those hidden blocks, you lose faith in the creator, and KoopaYuu has just skipped out of the level. He is well and truly done with that level creator.
Bismuth gonna find out the same thing, probably. Is he?
Yep.
Yep. Death by Kaizo. KoopaYuu on an on-off block section. I always worry about players on these. Like, is there a hidden swamp that's gonna like completely muck up these on-off blocks and you just die instantly? But it might be a level where you need to return back the way you came after hitting the on-off block. Yep,
That
there we
is
go.
definitely how it appears. Because now, as you come through this door, you will just drop.
Now a difficult jump to get up here. There, easily makes it. Going back. He jumps a little bit harder going this way.
I suppose, returning to your point now, he knows that there's no bombs and that he can take his time, unless they were, of course, on an on-off switch activation themselves. But the level creator seems to be trustworthy, as he gets the tie with 3 minutes on the clock.
Oh, Bismuth finding more Kaizo blocks, and looks like he's building a staircase to jump higher into the sky here. Hopefully not dying this time.
Find it very frustrating that the distance between those blocks is not even.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Bismuth finding some trampolines, leading him to the goal, and pulling ahead of KoopaYuu by 1 point here.
Yeah, of course, Bismuth's still having a skip as well, so what he has to fight through next could be very interesting. He might skip that on-off level that KoopaYuu's just been through. So it's still, we still could see Bismuth get a couple more clears here.
Indeed, KoopaYuu flying through this low gravity level where you can sort of fly sideways quite a long distance if you twirl in the air. KoopaYuu looking very concentrated getting through here. Ooh,
Yeah,
and
this
there's
last
the
jump
goal.
looking very challenging, but he makes it anyway,
Wow.
pulling it up to 6-6. Another close round. Incredible from these two runners.
Bismuth is going to try the long jump. Nope. Goes between the spikes, which is probably a wise decision.
Yeah, definitely looked like he was going to go for the impatient route before changing his mind last second.
I like that glitch effect there. It's like, yes, the level is being reconfigured. Ooh. Careful, Bismuth. These are hard blocks to go on. And jumping left as well. I think it would mess up everybody if Nintendo all of a sudden released a Mario game that everywhere goes to the left.
Yeah, Bismuth taking the lead there. So, the minute on the clock there, you've got to ask, is this going to get closed up again? Are we going to see more overtime in this race?
Indeed. KoopaYuu on a very tight level. Looks like it requires quite a lot of patience, waiting for those spinies to get out of the way so we can jump along there. He needs to get clear.
A good chance for chat there to review, as they were talking about the hats that the Spinies wear in the winter theme.
And KoopaYuu taking the goal, tying it up again. Wow.
30 seconds on the clock with 7 clears each.
Wow. Can Bismuth make it? I think this level takes longer than he has. We're going to go to overtime again, I think, with 11 seconds left. Can he make it? Oh, and misses the jump.
Oh,
and dies. That's it.
Definitely that.
Definitely overtime.
Koopa just taking the jump into the purple pool there just for a bit of fun at the end. But 3 rounds going to overtime. 8-8, 8-8, and 7-7. Really, really tense race between these two runners.
Wow, this is so exciting. So much fun to watch. All right, both runners preparing for the next level. Looks like it's going to be Night Snow Road, perhaps.
Yeah, with 55 plays and 55 individual runners, 240 plays with 14 clears. A minute on the world record though, so slightly longer than the overtime we've seen so far.
Indeed, it'll be interesting to see the strategy that the players employ in this one, and indeed what kind of level it is altogether. Okay, KoopaYuu with a slight lead, but Bismuth taking the mushroom for some damage protection there. They both have to be very careful on these icy roads here, dodging all kinds of stuff. Looks like there's a bullet. KoopaYuu finding a mushroom, kind of upgrading himself there, as Bismuth is almost to that same section.
Like you say, being really cautious on these icy roads, nighttime ice theme making everything slippy slidey, as both runners cautiously making their way through. KoopaYuu may be regretting not picking up that mushroom now, as it became progressive for Bismuth, and KoopaYuu has taken the damage, losing that safety net as the bullet bill slams into his side.
No,
Bismuth
wow.
still has the damage boost as well.
Oh, dodging those bullet bills so deftly there. My goodness, and finding another snake block. Let's see where this leads. Is he gonna regret it? Yes, he does. Regrets not being patient enough to ride along and get to that other side there.
Yeah, we'll see if Koopa has this patience that he's going to need for the snake block. It must be really challenging for the runners to show patience in an overtime race like this, where they know obviously that it really is the first person to finish the course, and a snake block just slows you down.
Indeed, KoopaYuu being extremely patient, perhaps learning from his other experiences here. And makes it through that gap. What a jump!
Yeah, really precise jump there. Now just make his way across a donut bridge and shot by a cannon.
Ow, ow, ow. Such disappointment on his face. But luckily there is a checkpoint, and he's able to start there. It kind of is a lot to go through still, and he already loses his damage boost.
Yeah, it's not just obviously the level that you need to go through, it's the waiting on this snake block that really adds to the beginning part of this level. Bismuth, though, failing to get through the snake block, so KoopaYuu still has a chance here to pull this back.
Falls down the the chasm again.
Yeah, hitting the start to almost hit the start over, but luckily stopping himself and retaining that checkpoint.
KoopaYuu, unbelieving that he missed that jump. That's such a reaction, wow. It's so nice to have these face cams of the players so we can see what they're feeling. Because obviously sometimes these levels are so frustrating, and I'm sure that this one is probably not their favorite level.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Bismuth trying to skip the snake right there, but not quite getting the angle right.
Yeah, indeed. It's an interesting test of patience. Bismuth's taking a tiny little shortcut off that edge of the mushroom there. Slipping with a damage boost between, not a damage boost, but iframes between the skewer and that mushroom. Can Bismuth get in there? Can he cheese it? I don't know.
You can see the time these players have spent on the level starting to get to them, as they're both losing all patience.
Indeed. They're probably worried about the other player, what they're doing, and thinking, oh my gosh, they're probably ahead of me. Gotta hurry, gotta find every advantage. Now not patient,
Yeah, obviously.
even wait for that platform.
Oh,
oh no! Like, no.
Koopa missing by pixels. As Bismuth made it, he's found the cheese. We'll see how he continues through the level, because obviously Koopa has got here before and then was shot by one of these cannons.
Okay. Oh, and
That's
takes
it.
the goal. Bismuth has it. Wow. Finishes the match 8-7 and 2 wins to 1.
Yeah, there is a match that really showed that patience really is a virtue. I would say costing Koopa the win there in his impatience waiting for the snake block.
Darn.
Bismuth taking that set and therefore taking the match.
What an exciting race between two very evenly matched players. This has just been crazy. And KoopaYuu, leaving the match, knows that Bismuth has won. Wow. Crazy, crazy times.
So lucky as well to get both runners in for a quick interview. So, I mean, the obvious question in everyone's mind is 3 games of overtime, guys. A real close race. But that last one, what happened to your patience with the snake block? Koopa, why did you keep skipping?
Well, the first time that I tried to twirl to go underneath, it worked. So I told myself, of course, I can do it again. And apparently the answer was no.
Oh.
And Bismuth as well. You also started skipping the snake block. I don't think I saw you ride it all the way through once. What was the thought there?
I did actually once, and when I got to the bottom, I was on the wrong side and I messed it up. And I was like, "This takes so long," and I'm sure I can twirl in. So I think normally I think I would have skipped that level, but in this situation, I knew I had to beat it. So I was like, okay, at this point, I feel like I haven't been doing really well in this level so far. So I think my best bet is to try to go for the insane play and skip the snake block, but then it took me 2 failed attempts. I think I got it on my third try.
Yeah, I mean, it was really close. I mean, that last overtime was incredible, but each match ending in overtime, you guys must have been feeling really tense all the way through.
It was definitely pretty close. I did not expect that at all, but that's good. That's good for everyone, actually.
Yeah, it was a pretty close match. I thought I wasn't gonna win. I thought I wasn't gonna win the first one, but I somehow came back from a pretty bad start. Or was it the second one? I forget. But one of these matches, I had a pretty bad start, and then I came back towards the end. But yeah, I think.
Yeah, Sorry.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything good.
I was gonna say that was the second set that you did fall behind, but pulled it back there with a bit of RNG luck with the pom-pom fight as well.
That level was awful.
Good skip.
Oh, that one. As soon as I realized like what I had to wait for, I was like, okay, it's not worth my time. I have to skip this.
Yeah, but both of you had some really good skip choices there, and both of you using your skips much more effectively than what we've seen through some games in this tournament, definitely. We are going to have to move on as IPK and Racefire are getting ready. So we're going to go to a brief intermission, just show you guys a couple of videos around pace, which is questionable at the moment, but we'll see what happens. And Catherine and I will be back very shortly.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, racers, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.